Good afternoon. Welcome to the forecast discussion for January 28th, 2014. It's currently 2:53 p.m. and we have temperatures that are very cold out there. Now, remember, our normal high should be around 41. It's currently 18 degrees in Central Park, 16 degrees in Philadelphia. It is cold out and well below normal. Another important factor to keep an eye on are our dew points. They're below zero. They are very dry. Humidity is around 30 to 40%, and that's going to be very important for this evening as we have an area of low pressure off the mid Atlantic coast that will clip the Philadelphia and New York City metropolitan area with a focus of some light snow right along the immediate coast, possibly producing as much as 5 inches over portions of southern New Jersey. I'm going to explain why we're going to be watching this storm very carefully and why these dew points are so important. So let's just run right to it here and go right to the 500 millibar pattern. This right here is 500 millibars currently as of 2 p.m. And as you can see here, we have a nice trough over the east, and it's in what's called a positively tilted trough. That means winds out ahead of the trough are from southwest to northeast. Now this is important because that means any moisture that is developing in the Gulf of Mexico is moving rapidly to the northeast. It's also moving to the south and east of the Philadelphia and New York City metropolitan area, which means there's nothing really to drive this moisture northward. It just continues that conveyor belt from southwest to northeast and remains south of the region. However, we have a strong Arctic disturbance starting to enter the picture here. And this disturbance will cause this trough to tilt just enough neutral. Basically, that's from north to south in the axis to force upper level winds to shift more towards the south-southeast and north-northeast. And that will push just enough moisture into the coastal plain to produce some light to even moderate snowfall along the immediate coast. If you're in the interior, this is not an issue. See a few snow flurries, a snow shower, maybe a dust, and that's about it. However, right along the New Jersey coast and over the southern shore of Long Island, you're going to be right on that edge of moderate snowfall. And I think those are the locations, especially southeastern New Jersey, where you could get into a period of moderate snowfall that will be capable of producing plowable snowfall for tonight into tomorrow morning. So here's our latest radar via the Penn State EWOL website. And again, you can see that snow is starting to develop. Again, this isn't a major winter storm for the northern mid-Atlantic. Southern mid-Atlantic is getting plastered. I mean, remember, the people down here are not used to 6 inches of snow. They don't even have plows down here. So it's going to cause some major problems down here in Raleigh, eastern North Carolina, southeastern Virginia. This is not going to be fun. You're looking at anywhere from 6 to 12 inches in portions of eastern North Carolina. That is not going to be very pretty down the roadways over there with that type of snowfall. So here's the water vapor satellite picture. And here is the disturbance that makes this whole setup rather interesting if you're right along the coast. Because what we're going to have to watch for is to see if this disturbance is able to cause this trough to go just enough neutral to pull back enough moisture to focus a moderate snowfall right along the immediate coast. Now, I'm going to take off, here's our low pressure system developing. I'm going to take off some of these features here. And we're going to go with the upper level winds. And you can see what we have here. This disturbance right here dives south. Think of it like adding a weight on the back of this trough. Now, as this weight drops south, here and here, it forces the trough to adjust and shift to take into account the added mass. So, as a result, the trough goes a little bit more neutral, these winds back a little bit, and as a result, take off the high level winds. Hey, there comes all of our moisture a little bit further up the coast. As a result, you end up with a period of light to moderate snow. Now, the one outlier, the one slight concern here that I'm going to be watching for is if this disturbance is a little bit stronger than what's being modeled, and is able to cause this trough to go a little bit more than neutral, maybe a slight negative tilt. I do not believe that's going to happen, but there are one or two solutions in the ensemble model guidance that shows that and drives a moderate to heavy snow band right into the immediate coast, right into Philadelphia and New York City. I don't think that's going to happen, but I want you to know about it because the way this winter's been, anything's possible because this winter has been a bit kooky. I think you all would agree. So just so you know, if this is a little bit stronger, then this trough is able to shift a little bit more towards a negative tilt, very, 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 very slight negative tilt, then that would pull this low pressure system a little bit closer and pull in some heavier snow along the coast. I don't think that's going to happen, but I want you to know about that potential because a few models are showing that, and it is physically possible for it to happen, even though I do not think it will happen. So here's the going forecast. Looking at snow to start very lightly between 7 p.m. and 10 p.m. tonight, and tomorrow morning between 6 and 9 a.m. The worst conditions 9 p.m. tonight through 3 a.m. tomorrow. This is a very light snowfall. In the white areas, which covers much of the interior, only a trace, if that, snow showers, no big deal. In the light blue areas, which is just north and west of the cities and over Philadelphia, a trace to 1 inch. New York City is also included in that. And then I shifted the dark blue area right over Long Island through central New Jersey, back through south central New Jersey, looking at 1 to 3 inches. And then in the purple area, this is where we could see that moderate band back in from Brick down to Atlantic City, off towards Wildwood and in Cape May. Looking at 2 to 5 inches of snow, 5 inches if you get that moderate band. Most locations will be around 2 inches. The bulk of the snowfall, again, the best potential for the heaviest snowfall will be over south central New Jersey. As far as the rest of the forecast, well, the good news is that we're going to be entering a little bit of a moderating trend. When I say moderating trend, remember, we're about 20 degrees below normal. So we're going to be getting back to normal, which is going to feel like a heat wave because it's been 19 degrees out for a couple of days. So when it's back to 39, 40 degrees, it's going to feel like it's spring, when in reality, we're back to normal. So that's pretty much where we're heading towards as the storm exits out into the Atlantic tomorrow. High pressure's in control. Temperatures range from the single digits to lower teens for lows, mid to upper 20s for highs. On Friday, we're going to have a cold front approach or a few scattered snow showers. Not that big of a deal though. Temperatures return to normal. Upper teens to lower 20s for lows, upper 30s to lower 40s for highs. On Saturday, another area of low pressure will approach. Now, this pattern going forward is what's called a split pattern, which basically means we have an active polar jet stream, active subtropical jet stream, and how those disturbances interact will determine where the storm track is. In this case, for this weekend, the storm track is such that the disturbances are going to phase way early over the central plains, and so as a result, we end up with a further north storm track. So, as a result, Saturday is, well, relatively warm, with temperatures in the mid to upper 20s for lows, upper 30s to lower 40s for highs, and threat for scattered showers Saturday night into Sunday morning, ending as snow showers on Sunday morning. During the Super Bowl, look for temperatures to fall through the 30s and 20s, with a nice northwesterly wind around 10 to 20 miles per hour, especially at the Meadowlands. Much of the day, though, will feature a few scattered rain snow showers and then dry conditions by game time. So if you're worried about the weather impacts at the game, don't worry. It's going to be fine. Dry conditions and a few rain and snow showers before the game. Not that big of a deal. Temperatures pretty much seasonable. Upper 20s to lower 30s at the start of the game. Mid to upper 20s by the end of the game. Again, not that bad at all. And the high pressure will be in control for Monday and Tuesday with tranquil weather conditions and temperatures ranging from the lower to mid 20s for lows, upper 30s to lower 40s for highs, pretty much right on near normal. And then we have a storm brewing out here by the time we get to Tuesday, Wednesday. And again, it comes down to the same idea here of when does this disturbance start to interact with the polar jet stream? Here comes our polar vortex. you could easily have this phase early and track up towards, let's say, the Hudson River Valley, which would be an all rain event, or it could hold off a little bit, get to around the Tennessee River Valley, then phase and produce a monster winter storm. Both of those solutions are on the table right now, so we'll have to keep an eye on that moving forward. Well, that's your forecast discussion for today. Of course, I'm your meteorologist, Stephen DiMartino. Follow the latest weather information at nynjpaweather.com and nynjpaweather on Twitter, Facebook, Google+, and LinkedIn. Have a wonderful day, and as always, stay safe out there.